Hello friends, today's story is titled Snowman Magic, written by Katherine Tegen, illustrated by Brandon Dorman. Let's get started. It had been snowing all day, snowing, and George was bored. There was no school, so he needed something to do. He kept looking out the window. Would it ever stop snowing? The next morning, the sun was shining. When George looked out the window, everything was a brilliant white. The snow was so bright it was almost hard to look at. If he squinted, he could see it was very deep and it had drifted very high against the slope in his backyard. George put on his warm socks and his snow pants and his flannel shirt. Then he put on his snow jacket, his boots, his mittens, and his hat. He was ready. Outside, the air smelled clean and cold. George plunged into the snow. It was fluffy but crunchy too. He made snowballs and threw it against a tree. It was very, very quiet. George took some snow and packed it into a nice, tight, small ball. Then he started rolling the ball in the snow. The ball got bigger and bigger and bigger. When the ball got too heavy to roll, he stopped rolling it near the bottom of the slope. Then he started rolling a medium-sized ball. Then he put it on top of the big ball. Finally, he made a small ball for the top. George went inside the house and found a scarf in the closet and a carrot in the refrigerator. In the old days, his mother told him people used to take pieces of coal and use them to make eyes. But there wasn't any coal for George, so he found 2 buttons and brought them outside, and the scarf and the carrot. He carefully pushed the buttons into the small ball near the top. He stuck the carrot in the center. Then he found 2 small twigs and used them to make a mouth. He wrapped the scarf between the top ball and the medium ball. Then he found 2 branches to stick into the sides of the middle ball. It was a perfect snowman. George turned his head and he thought he saw the snowman smiling at him. Could it be? "Time for a snack," George said. He went inside the house and got 2 mugs of hot chocolate and some cookies. He put them on the snow table he made. "Would you like something to eat, Snowman?" George asked. "I can't drink hot chocolate," said the snowman, "but I would like a cookie." It was magic. After their snack, George made a cave, tunneling deep into the slope. He piled up the snowballs at the entrance. Then he threw a couple of them at the snowman. The snowman made some snowballs of his own and threw them back at George. His long branch arms helped him throw the snowballs very, very far. It was hard to say who won that snowball fight, but it sure was fun. The snowman chased George around the yard, and then George chased the snowman. The snowman couldn't move very fast, so it was easy for George to sneak up on him. It was starting to get dark, and George didn't want to go inside, but his mother called him to come in. "Goodbye, snowman," he said. "I'll see you tomorrow." George thought he heard the snowman say, "Good night." The next day, it was warmer. The sun was even brighter and the snowman was shrinking a bit. George played with him all day, but he could tell that the snowman didn't have quite the same energy as yesterday. Then it was Monday. George had to go to school. It was another bright and warm day. When he came home, the snowman was almost gone. The scarf and the carrot and the buttons had slid down. He could hardly recognize his snowman. The cave had collapsed too, and the snow table had melted. George felt sad. But the next morning, George looked out his window, and it was snowing, 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 snowing. George couldn't wait to build another snowman. All right, thank you, my friends. Bye.